Good day, shaving cadre. Handle Barber Dave here at Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home, here for another shave. Hope you guys enjoyed the summary of the Titans. We're going to do the other one here pretty soon, and I'll have more of that at the end of the shave. Today, we are going to, and first and foremost, good Memorial Day to everybody. I was fortunate enough to spend some time down at the Holy Hope Cemetery early this morning. They're not doing the Memorial Day events like they normally do, but this is a veterans cemetery. And my mom and dad, both military vets, are buried there. So I was able to see the sunrise there and, spend some quality time there and give thoughts to everybody who's given the ultimate price. Anyways, so the shave today, we are going to be doing lavender. We're finishing up Dangerous Dawn's floral stuff for the entire month. A few more days left. So today, we are going to use the Holy Black Lavender Creeper. Fantastic little soap. Followed by the Lavender Creeper Barrel Aged Aftershave. And then we'll follow it with Bayolea, which is actually a lavender forward scent from Penhaligon's. For the razor, keeping a kind of a purple theme, we are going to go with the Purple Neon. This is the JLindy modified gold dollar that was in a contest, that won a contest a few years ago. And then, of course, I had Matt DeRuiter put I think it's an AP Shave synthetic knot, I'm not really sure, in a Kernite handle to match. So that's what we'll be using. That is a synthetic knot. So I hope everybody's doing good and having a nice afternoon so far. This is kind of a lazy afternoon shave for me because of the other stuff I had to do in the morning, like take care of the ducks and all that other stuff. And those of you that joined us for our Zoom call last night, our kind of pre-Memorial Day Zoom call, we certainly appreciate it. We had fun, just very quiet, nice talking. And then, of course, we'll have it again on Wednesday. A couple of quick things on the forum that you may have seen already. We've moved we moved one thread around the straight razor photo of the day. We've moved into the shave of the day photos. It's just a better place for it. And then we have in the forum media section, we have a brand new sub forum called the Dark Room, and it's everything about photography. And then we're also having a photo contest, which has started already. And the theme for the photo contest this week is black and white. So check those out. The Holy Black, let's talk about them. The soap is good, lather's real easy, a little bit of a small ceramic bowl that it comes in. But let's talk about the Holy Black in general, because there are some people that feel that the Holy Black is not worth what you have to go after, because as most of you know, the Holy Black is very much a niche product, very limited release, and when they do release it, if you're not online when they release it, there is a very good chance that you're not going to get it. I've got thoughts on this, but let's go back into the history of Holy Black to begin with. Great soap, great artisan out of New York City. Stephen's a good guy. But in my opinion, and once again, this is only my opinion, I think what happened with Stephen is when he first started the business, the response was fantastic, but he had some issues. Not enough product, a website that would kick people out when they've got stuff in their cart, shipping delays. So basically he overpromised and under-delivered. And that, I believe, hurt him, although he's still doing well. But the mass production of it, having it available for everybody, didn't happen. And unfortunately, on a lot of the forums and a lot of the different areas, he made excuses. He would talk to people and say, oh yeah, I forgot to get that out. It'll be out this week. Or he would promise on a product that would be out shortly and it wouldn't deliver. And the problem with that is consumers are expectant. If you tell somebody that you're going to have something ready and you're going to have something shipped at a certain time, you better do it, or they will turn on, no matter how much they like your soap, they will turn on you like a pack of werewolves. So I think that was the major problem with the Holy Black. And he got hurt for that. I mean, there was a lot of people that said some very, very nasty things, which I don't agree with. If somebody's unhappy with a product, move on. You don't need to attack somebody's character. And he couldn't produce enough product because it was a very popular, because it is a great soap. He was one of the first ones to use a toothpaste based, and I think that's the WS9 or 12 or whatever it is. Chris would know better. As a cooling agent rather than menthol, for the fact that it lasts a little bit longer and it doesn't have that face freezing feel that most do. It lathers great. A little bit of water here and there, and you can get that nice shiny lather. Very slick, good glide, good cushion. I mean, it's definitely a top tier soap. There's no doubt. But getting back to his business model, I think that many artisans, and those of us that have been around the shaving forums for a decade or longer and have seen artisans come and go, there's one common denominator. The denominator is that they get hundreds of people that love their product and they want their product. So they start to put it out, and all of a sudden they realize, this isn't a small business anymore. This is something I have to dedicate a ton of time to. And so they back themselves into a corner, and then you get the shipping issues, you get the fulfillment issues, you get people waiting on stuff, wondering if they're ever going to get their product. And that's what happened with Steven. And problem is, Steven lashed back out. And, anybody who's been in customer service knows that you're never going to win that fight. If you lash out at a customer, and you're going to lose, and it's going to affect your business. And I have seen this happen and have been actually personally involved. We all remember the chamber companies. Same thing happened. The ownership decided to lash out at people for them being unhappy with stuff, and that's when I disassociated myself. So it happens. So what artisans need to do is they need to under promise and over deliver. Then they'll always have that. Now, so what happened with the Holy Black is he went primarily to a niche, and I mean ultra niche product. He will tell people that are on his mailing list, hey, we're going to be releasing XYZ, okay, and we're going to be releasing this, and if you're not there, you're not going to get it. The problem that you have now is that, obviously people, and I understand why he does it, he doesn't limit people to a specific number. The problem with that is everybody thinks they're their own little entrepreneur, and they will buy. And this happens with Ken at Paladin. It happens with pretty much every artisan retailer. Is people will buy a limited edition and buy a ton of it, and then sell it on the secondary market, whether that eBay or Amazon or whatever, at stupid, ridiculous prices. So what does that do to consumer confidence? Well, there's a lot of guys they'll never try to get Holy Black stuff again. I had a situation, me personally, where I really wanted one. The website crashed, sold out, never was able to get it. And that's really affected, and I used to carry this stuff in the barbershop too. So it's good stuff, but, you got to do it the right way or you're going to get killed. So, we've seen a lot of artisans do that, and a lot of really good artisans that had wonderful product that are no longer around because of their business model. So, and that's what happened with the Holy Black. Even though it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. Went ahead and lathered. We're going to straight shave again, obviously, and we'll see how it goes. And it's too bad as far as the soaps too, because they sometimes they come back as secondary releases, or they'll come out as what they call the secret stash. The problem is, we as wet shavers, if they're going to offer a product and we're going to spend our hard-earned money, we want it available when we want it. Does that mean that we as consumers are some spoiled brats? Well, you could argue that case, but I think what happens is artisans realize that, wow, I've got a product that's awesome here, and I'm going to offer it to the world. Then they realize there's a lot more moving parts, and that's with, you know, with anything. Having owned my own business for 30 years in the insurance industry proves that you've got to be able to do what you say you're going to do in a timely manner, or in this competitive market, people will leave. So that's what happened with Holy Black, and it's too bad because it's a wonderful product. But you know, when you use a product like this, you know that when it's over, there's probably none left, and that's not good either. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and strop. And we're gonna go ahead and continue the rest of the shade. We'll come back at the end of it with final thoughts, and then we'll go into our next soap challenge of what we're gonna do, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. Great shade. Like I said, the soap is really good. Definitely a top level soap. It doesn't quite have the post shave slickness that any of the other soaps have. This is not a soap that I would ever do a cleanup pass without lather because it rinses away very, very cleanly. But the cooling agent in it is just, I mean, it's superb. A little bit colder than I like. I think that the Ethos and the CBL soaps, their cooling is just perfect. You'll also notice with this soap that I don't rinse off the lather on the cleanup pass. As I use it. which I guess you could do with any of them, but this one I noticed that it needs it a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and rinse real quick. Now the aftershave for Holy Black is a barrel-aged aftershave. I believe they do it in oak casks, and that's not a marketing thing. They actually do it, and it's wonderful. It does have a lot of the cooling agent. It does have a lot of the cooling agent in it, but it's nice. And in the packaging, that's one thing that I will give to the Holy Black all the time, is the packaging is just incredible. But once again, they are a niche product. You got to be there at the right time to get it. The aftershave is not really nourishing. It's got a high alcohol content, but it'll definitely give you the antiseptic qualities you need. And then with the cooling agent, that will stay for quite a while, hours in fact. But very good. Not too cloying, but definitely cold. But in a nice way, not quite that menthol hit, but pretty decent. So we talked about the Titan soaps, and the results were surprising for me. I did not think Panacrema was going to be on the top of the heap, but purely by score wise, and I agree with it now, some 24 hours later looking at it. And so the next step, and we'll go ahead and add some Vasilis of Bayolea. And Ben said yesterday, he goes, finishing up and bathing in it. Well, I'm just putting it at the heat spots, because that's where it's going to give you the best longevity and silage, is by putting it in your heart and your temple areas. And what that does is that heats, as your skin heats up, you get to keep it, but it's very small things. Okay, so that was the shave, and it was wonderful. If you can get a hold of some Holy Black stuff, try it. It's worth it, but good luck. Okay, now the next 4 shaves are going to be what we call, if you remember correctly, we did the Titan shaves. The Titans to see who the best in the den was. Now the next one is going to be the best of the worst. And what I'm coining this as is the Titan of turds. So I've picked 4 soaps that are absolutely the worst performing soaps in my den from all standards. But we're going to see who the best of the worst is. I have my feelings who it's going to be, but I'm not going to let you know. So first up, and I'm going to start this tomorrow, so it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then with probably a review on Sunday, a final review, and I'll do it the same way. Put the paper in the review section and everything else. And this was probably going to be a little bit funnier, because I will not be using anything aggressive. I will not be using any aggressive DE or any aggressive SE, or certainly not a straight razor, because I value my face. So what I'll be using is the mildest razor I have, which is the new King Gillette DE razor, and it has an Astro SP that's been in three shaves, I believe. So first up is going to be a company that I really used to respect. They had wonderful soaps back in the early 80s, and then they went completely online. They used to have shops in the malls and everything else. And this is one of their original coffrets, or one of their original bowls. And I was able to happen to find, because you can actually find Crabtree and Evelyn in grocery markets now. And I put it in this, and this is Crabtree and Evelyn sandalwood. Now, this is not the Missouri sandalwood, because those of you guys that really like the Missouri sandalwood, which was one of the best, I am down to my last droplets. Now, I remember you could buy this for $24, and it was full. They are going for north of $300 if you can even find them. So that's where it should have been. This soap is absolutely horrid, and you'll see. And then following that, we are going to do another terribly performing soap, even though I do like the fragrance. Most people don't. But I've seen a lot of the hard soaps like this, and that's GOF Trumper's Eucharist. Another turd. The fragrance is great. The soap sucks. Then after that, we are going to go to a soap that usually is pretty good, but this one has turned out to be absolutely terrible. This is True Fit and Hill, just their regular soap-scented soap. Once again, terrible latherer. Not quite as bad as the first two. And then one that really hurts me to have to do, because they came out in two separate formulations. One was a tallow formulation. The other was a vegetal formulation, which just in the last 2 years got discontinued. Although it's one of my favorite, it is my favorite scent of all times, and that's English Fern. But English Fern had a tallow version, which I have, which I think I did a shave with a couple weeks ago. And then they have the vegetal version. This soap, although you can get a lather, and right now it's probably the best of these, it's still horrid. If you don't get it just right, it becomes a mess, dries on your skin. But the saving grace is it has that wonderful English Fern thing. So I'm sad to have to say that this is one of the 500 soaps I have, this is one of the worst soaps as far as lathering. Now, some people may be saying, Dave, you don't have Williams in there. You don't have... Williams is a great soap. I'm sorry. Some of you may not agree with it. Mitchell's Wolfat, another great soap. You just got to get to know it. But these are turds. Turds with corn and peanuts. I mean, they're bad. So anyhow, we'll start that tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have some fun with that one. And I'll take one for the TSC team because it's going to be a rough week shave-wise. I know this already. So anyways, as always, thank you for being members of theshavingcadre.com. Chris, Chad, and I appreciate what you do each and every day. Don't forget our Zoom call on Wednesday nights. We have a lot of fun. And check out the new and improved forums, the dark room, and then the changes with the other thing. And then please get active in our forums. We certainly appreciate it. And we hope that you and your family are having a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Take care.